All right, what we're going to do is we're going to go over how to run an offline transaction as far as credit cards concerned. So when we're going to run these transactions, generally going to be because the internet's out or something that's preventing us to be able to process the credit card. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk through this process real quick to make sure you are versed and make sure you know how to capture these payments. And then what we're going to do after we capture these payments is we're going to go and rerun them as real transactions after we come back upline. So first what we're going to do is we're going to start a check, and we're going to say that this person ordered edamame. And what we're going to do is we're going to just start a tab or put on a table, for example, and let's send it to here. Let's just say that this person wants to leave now and they're ready to go, but now we have to run their credit card and our internet is down. So what we're going to do first is we're going to click on the check. Whenever you have the items that you're done ringing in, we're going to go down to this credit symbol and we're going to hit credit. And what we're going to do, instead of traditionally running the credit card in the over here, on the side terminals as far as our chip, we're not going to chip the credit card yet. What we're going to do is we're first going to click here to store card, because we're going to store the card on the check and then we can go and run the offline mode. So what we're going to do here is we're going to push the click here to store card. Then now it says swipe card. What we're going to do is insert the card as the chip. Once you see the card populate, then you're going to see it on the check as right here as when you were to go to credit. So traditionally you would push charge existing and then it would charge the card. But what we're going to do in this instance, instead of charge existing, we're going to go to the left right here and we're going to say offline transaction. We're going to click on the offline transaction. You're going to get a prompt with this window saying, warning, this is offline transaction. This is not going to process a payment. Do you want to basically go forward? This is how you're going to run the payment every single time for every card until the internet comes up. So you're going to go and do the same process, chip the card or store the card, and then come into this and we're going to run the offline mode. As we run the offline mode, now when you push run offline, you're going to have two credit card receipts come up. Basically the same type of credit card receipts you'd see as somebody's closing out a regular credit card transaction. What you're going to do is take those credit card receipts, give them to the customer that you normally would. You're going to have that customer sign those receipts, and then you're going to retain and keep that credit card receipt as you would any other receipt. So now what you're going to do is we're going to now close out, do what we need to, and basically keep those credit card receipts. Now, if for some reason the internet does not come up before the end of day or before you leave your shift, what I recommend is putting your credit cards about 3 in a row and taking a quick picture of the front of those just so you have them for your records, because we can add those tips back to the credit card when the internet comes back up. But if we don't do that before the end of day or the batch happens, then we can just take those copies of those credit cards and we can actually send them over to our processor that will manually upload them and take care of it for us. So what we're going to do then is we're going to keep all of those credit card receipts, and now we're going to say the internet's back up and we're ready to go. What you're going to do is now you're going to go to your tabs, and what's going to happen is you're going to have whatever tabs that you have that you ran this offline mode are still going to be open and still going to be green tabs or the list view, however you like to look at it. But these will still be open because you still have to run the credit card for the actual transaction. So for example, Ryan Hintz was the person that we started this tab. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it and I'm going to go to credit right here. And now you see that his card is still on that check. All we did was run that offline transaction mode. It does not run the transaction. It just gives us the ability to capture that receipt with the signature and the tip. Now that the internet's come back up, we go to our tabs, we find our open tabs with our said credit cards, Ryan Hintz. We're going to go to credit, and now we're going to go to charge existing, which now will process the payment and is going to now print the two receipts that we normally see when we give to our customer, but the customer's gone because you've already ran their transaction. What you're going to do is just take that receipt that you had from the offline mode when you ran, and you're going to use that in place of this receipt, and you're going to just close out your transaction normally as you would. So this receipt, let's just say he left a $10 tip on there. Now we can go and leave the $10 tip, add tip, and we're going to tender it the normal way that we would. So basically what you're doing is you're not running the transaction, you're just putting the transaction to the side. Once the internet comes back up, then these transactions need to be processed by either you or a manager that can make sure that they're rang in and processed the same day. We've had transactions go for weekends, or internet outages go for weekends. So this is very sustainable, and we can iron out any issues or details that we need to. Just make sure that you give us a call, your SmartTap support, and we can help through this process.